This guy says, Google already disclosed reputation scoring. You could pay attention, or it has to be called a leak for you to pay attention. This guy was responding to my initial video about the Google algorithm leak, where I must have said that they weren't completely open about reputation scoring. All right, look, this guy's point. You could pay attention, or it has to be called a leak for you to pay attention. The whole reason this leak happened was because there were SEOs and all they did is pay attention to what Google said. Pay attention to what the Google representative said, despite seeing with their own eyes how their websites were actually performing in search, were actually performing in the search engine results pages. And they would just ignore what their intuitions told them and just listen to the Google representatives. Oh, Google rep said this, so it has to be true. Just ignore their intuitions. So the way that I do SEO is I don't pay attention to what Google says, because if I did, I would still be doing Schema. All right, here's a story. When I was really getting into SEO, I said, I want to be the best SEO. Actually, now I think I'm probably one of the best in the world. But this was before I really didn't know anything. And I just was like, I want to be the best SEO. In fact, I want to be like one of the best digital marketers, but I'm going to start with SEO. So I want to be one of the best SEOs. Okay, so I'm reading about technical SEO. I need to know about technical SEO. One of the things that I start learning about is Schema. And I'm like, okay, I got to put Schema across my site. And I spend hours and hours putting Schema across my site. It's so technical and I have it set up. And then I wait and I make adjustments over time. And I wait and I submit my changes to Google Search Console and I wait. And you know what I see over the course of 2 years with having Schema on my site? I see no difference in performance. And the things that actually made a difference in performance was when I made great content, when I made good introductions in an article or in a post, when I focused on bottom of funnel where there was less competition and the search intent was high and I matched the search intent, when I used the keywords correctly, when I did the basics and Schema. Now, if you listen to what Google says, if you listen to what the representatives say, you're still going to be doing Schema. The reason I give Schema as an example is because I was on TikTok and I was seeing some SEO consultant. He was saying, I think Schema is going to be the next big trend for 2024. And I watched that. And it was initially somebody that I respected, and I lost respect for this person because it is not. It's not. Like, I've tried it. Everyone has tried it. It doesn't make a huge difference. With e-com, it makes a bigger difference. With SaaS or agency, nah, you don't need it. You don't need it. What you need is bottom of funnel. I got carried away in the original recording. What I meant to say is the reason that the leak happened is because all these people did is pay attention to what the Google representatives said. And then they got really frustrated because they found that the results were not matching what the Google representatives said should be happening. They were following the directions that the reps said. And they got so frustrated that when they got their hands, there's this one person, when he got his hands on this, what's being called a leak, he was like, oh my gosh, they lied to me. They lied to all of us. And I'm so annoyed because my results haven't been what they should be. My clients have been disappointed. I have been disappointed. I'm so annoyed. And so the reason that leak happened is when he got his hands on these documents, he had to share them because he was so frustrated because all he did was listen to what the Google rep said and was not getting the results that he wanted. And so he shared these documents with Rand Fish. Can I tell the story? I shared the story on yesterday's podcast, episode 330 of The Edward Show. I shared that on yesterday. But that is why it happened, because all he did is pay attention to what the Google representatives were saying instead of following his gut. And then when he shared it, so many other SEOs, just like this person, they had been following what Google was saying instead of trusting their guts, instead of trusting their intuitions, and they were outraged. And there was so much collective outrage at this that it caught fire super, super fast and turned into, honestly, a way bigger deal than it should have been, because these documents were 2 years old. It was revealed that these documents existed for almost 2 years before they were discovered and shared with this person, who then shared them with Rand and made this big thing out of it because a lot of people felt lied to. But for people like us who just paid attention to what we were experiencing, the results that we were getting, none of this is really that surprising. And it doesn't change a lot of our strategies really at all or that much. Okay, back to the original recording. I'm going to address another question. And this was, I think, the top question on my leak video. And this guy says, and he says this about Google, he says, damn liars, 14,000 ranking factors. No wonder I can't rank my site. And so this, I want to give some heartfelt advice to this person. No wonder I can't rank my site. my site. This is what he said. So here's what I believe. I think people, when they do marketing, and especially when they try to do SEO, they try to do everything. Like me, when I started and I was trying to do Schema. You don't need to do everything, but you need to do some things really well. And something that will move the needle, and I'm going to give an example of a site that I came across. Something that will move the needle is focusing on bottom of funnel keywords. And I talked about this. If you're new to the show, you haven't heard me talk about this. If you're not new to the show, then this hopefully will be eye-opening. Transactional keywords, demand generation keywords, keywords that focus on people who have a problem and they are turning to a search engine, or they are turning to ChatGPT, or they are turning to Gemini to have their problem solved. And they put in either their problem or the solution to their problem, and they know what they want, but they don't know the company that's going to give it to them. And you focus on those keywords. And those keywords oftentimes are very granular. The competition is very low. The search volume is a lot lower, but the conversion is crazy and the intent is high. And because the competition is low, you don't even need a lot of domain authority to rank for these keywords. You can do parasite SEO with these keywords, sure. But even if you have a website that doesn't have a lot of domain authority, you can still rank one for these demand generation, transactional, bottom of funnel keywords. And that will move the needle. And all you need to do, you could do basic things. Boostbenchmark.com, boostbenchmark.com. I talk about the site. I'm an affiliate of this site. I know the founder. The site just submits, if you have a new site, it submits your domain to lots of trusted directories to quickly get you from 0 domain authority to 20 domain authority. And 20 domain authority is more than enough to rank for lots of transactional bottom of funnel keywords that have super high conversion rates because they're so bottom of funnel. The people are money in hand. They know what they want. They just want to get on that landing page that addresses them directly. Way that you find these, very easy way to find these keywords. See what your competition is ranking for and see what they're ranking for inadvertently by accident. Oftentimes it will be on page 2 or 3 or 4. And they'll be ranking for these use case keywords, and there will be lots of use case keywords. And you'll find one use case keyword, and then you'll get synonyms of it. Then you'll use a keyword suggestion tool. You'll find other things that people are searching. Then you make all these pages for these bottom of funnel keywords. The pages don't even have to be that long. They can be like 415 words. You can reuse sections across the pages, so you're not even putting in that much work on these pages. I'm very passionate about this. I'm literally making a product about this and how to do this, but I'm sharing a lot on this show anyway, because you can rank your site. You don't need to worry about the 14,014 ranking factors. You can just address people who know what they want and they don't know the brand that's going to give it to them. I want to give an example now. This website is called colorbliss.art. It has a domain authority, Moz domain authority of 13 out of 100. On Ahrefs, it has domain rating of 8 out of 100. For reference, 13 out of 100 on Moz, 8 out of 100 on Ahrefs is super low, ridiculously low. Now, I'm going to tell you some of the things that it ranks for. Before I tell you, let me tell you what it does. It uses AI to generate coloring book pages, and you get some pages for free, and then you have to start paying for pages. And so people will want certain coloring book pages, and they don't know that they can just use generative AI to make them themselves, and they will go to Google looking for the coloring book pages that they want. So it ranks now. With super low domain authority, it ranks number 1 for dragon pictures to color, pictures of dragons to color. Again, these are all bottom of funnel keywords. They're similar to each other. You can make pages for each one of these, or oftentimes no one else is targeting these. You won't even need to. Dragon pictures to color, pictures of dragons to color, dragon coloring pages for adults, black Spider-Man coloring pages, Spider-Man coloring images, coloring sheets, dragons, the list goes on. So what this site does is it uses programmatic SEO to target keywords at the bottom of the funnel, keywords that are directly related to the service, to the product that it offers. It has super low domain authority, just like I said, listed on a bunch of directories, and then that's it. Uses bottom of funnel SEO, gives the searchers who land on these pages a great experience because the pages are directly crafted to what the searchers are searching for. One of the things that was shown in this leak was how important search intent is to Google. Google has lots of different ways of measuring both search intent and satisfaction. And so by targeting people who are at the bottom of the funnel and doing exact keyword targeting like this site is doing, you satisfy these searchers very well. And you're targeting keywords that aren't super competitive, but like I said, have a very high conversion rate. And so I love this. The reason that I'm sharing this with you, and you can again check this out as an example if you have any SEO tool, if you have Ahrefs, if you have Moz, I use Moz. You can just go to colorbliss.art. You can see what they're ranking for. You can see how they do it. Another example, now this one has pretty high domain authority, but it didn't when I discovered it 4 years ago. It's bitrix24.com, bitrix24.com. And if you go to their footer and then look in the footer at uses or alternatives, they just have these hub pages, and all that they're doing in the hub pages are targeting these bottom of funnel keywords. And it will just be lists of these keywords, and you can see them, and then you click into the page, and the page uses the same style, the same format, a lot of the same copy. Like 50% of the copy is the same across pages, but each page is tailored to a specific bottom of funnel keyword, and these pages rank really well. Bitrix24.com, just go to the footer, click uses or alternatives. If you're in Europe, it might put you on a different TLD, a location-based top-level domain. And so you can just go, if you want to just go directly to one of these hub pages with these keywords, bitrix24.com/uses or /alternatives. And you can see that. That one has higher domain authority, but this works very well for them too. Like I said, when I found them, it was working well. They didn't have as high domain authority. And colorbliss.art, 13 out of 100 domain authority, super low. So my answer to you, this is Vince's 5764 who left this message. And once again, you said, damn liars, 14,000 ranking factors. No wonder I can't rank my site. Is my advice to you, don't worry about what Google is saying. Don't worry about the 14,000 ranking factors. Target keywords that are at the bottom of the funnel. They're way less competitive. And then focus on giving the searchers who land on your pages the best experience ever, because they get exactly what they are looking for. Or the copy satisfies them exactly. I'll talk more about that, because you can spin the copy to match whatever use case that they have, as long as your product is similar. And a lot of the time, people will just be happy that they're landing on a page that is listening to them. So for example, if you have a product that has lots of different use cases, maybe it's very dynamic, then you can target many of these different use cases. You can spin your product to match lots of different use cases. So it could be similar to that. But at the start, there will be keywords that exactly match what your product does. And then what you'll find when you're looking for bottom of funnel keywords is you'll find keywords that are also just, your product could do it. Maybe it's not the best for it, but it could do it. And people will land on this page and they'll say, well, this company is listening to me. This company knows what I want. And they're saying their product can do this, and it can. And then they'll be satisfied enough. And so you can still do that, but just focus on satisfying the searchers, focusing on keywords that don't have a ridiculous amount of competition, ones at the bottom of the funnel, because top of funnel now, those searches are ending up on Reddit or Quora. So do bottom of funnel. You can do bottom of funnel with Parasite as well, where these keywords are on Reddit or Quora too, but you can do it for your own site. Don't worry about the 14,000 ranking factors. Don't worry about this, what the first guy in this podcast said about you got to listen to everything that Google says. Don't worry about that. Give searchers the best experience that you can. And this is episode 331 of my daily digital marketing, growth hacking, growth marketing podcast. I do this thing every day, and I am feeling great. Feeling great here. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. And I will talk to you again tomorrow. And if you have any more questions, let me know and I will answer them. Okay. Bye now.